his heart off. It meant saving all of us. I'm sure Doug would have wanted to. Oh shit! He's alive! I died! Ah shit! What the hell is on my back? It's a long story. Just.
The movie opens with a girl named Ana and her friend sitting in a car in the Brazilian wilderness, plotting their escape. Her friend insists it's impossible to run right now because of the massive danger lurking beyond the jungle. Ignoring his warnings, Ana speeds off on a motorcycle. A man named Mark spots her from afar, and his team of mercenaries sets out to capture her. Ana ditches the motorcycle for a boat to evade pursuit. The chase begins. The mercenaries pursue Ana in their boat, but a giant anaconda attacks their vessel, instantly grabbing and killing one of Mark's companions. We're transported to California, where we meet a man named Doug, who pitches an idea. A monster attacks a couple, then they team up to kill the creature. Nobody likes the idea. Doug is a wedding video operator, and his clients always want the same generic, cookie-cutter wedding reels he's done 100 times before. Despite dreaming his whole life of directing monster movies, he's trapped in this job. Elsewhere, we see an actor named Ronald preparing in his trailer. He heads to set for a tiny role with one line alongside the lead actor. After countless takes, Ronald can't get the line right and gets fired. As he leaves, he notices pre-release posters for the original 1997 film Anaconda. 2 days later, Doug comes home with his wife and discovers his close friends have gathered to celebrate his birthday. Doug is thrilled to see his old friend Kenny, a banker, and Claire, a divorce lawyer. The fourth guest, Ronald, arrives and is overjoyed to reunite with Doug after many years. Ronald sets up a screening of the monster movie they made as kids, directed by Doug. They watch the film together, seeing their younger selves on screen. Kenny played the monster, while Claire and Ronald acted out the romantic storyline, with Ronald casting himself as the lead hero. In the climax, Ronald declares that no one will harm his friends while he's around, then shoots and destroys the monster. The screening brings Doug and the whole group immense joy. The next day, Ronald takes his friends to a restaurant. They reminisce about their childhood obsession with the 1997 Anaconda, starring Jennifer Lopez and Ice Cube. Ronald claims the original was inspired by a Japanese novel and that he met the author's wife at a studio. She wanted to reboot the franchise, so Ronald bought the rights. The group is stunned, and Kenny and Claire are thrilled. Ronald offers Doug the chance to direct the film, with the rest of them as co-producers. Doug hesitates, citing a lack of money. Ronald suggests pooling their resources. Doug, a family man who avoids risks, is doubtful, but Ronald convinces him it'll all work out. Back home, Doug sees his son happily watching their old homemade movie. His wife encourages him to chase his dream and make a real big monster film, though Doug is initially scared of wasting money. While editing boring wedding footage, he realizes this isn't his path. He starts writing the script with his friends, and they all take out loans to fund a low-budget Anaconda movie. They decide to shoot in Brazil, expecting a fun adventure. They need a snake for the film, so Kenny arranges one through a guy named Santiago. Santiago brings a large snake, assuring them it's non-venomous, unlike the deadly anacondas in the jungle that crush their prey. Doug prepares to shoot risky scenes with the harmless snake. Meanwhile, Ana, the girl from the opening, hides in a nearby restaurant while Mark searches for her. Spotting keys left by a drunk man, she decides to steal the nearby boat. By chance, Santiago is loading his snake onto that very boat and accidentally breaks the container. Ana appears, introducing herself as their driver. They agree, and the group sets off on the boat, marveling at the stunning scenery. The next day, filming begins near an incredible waterfall. Ronald and Claire shoot in a documentary style. They're loving the process, and a romantic spark begins to rekindle between Doug and Claire. That night, Santiago's snake slithers toward a sleeping Ronald, who screams in terror. Santiago apologizes to the furious group, promising safety. The following day, Doug asks Ronald to hold the snake for a scene. Ronald tries to act tough, but in fear, he hurls the snake into the water. The boat's propeller instantly shreds it. The group is deeply saddened by the tragic accident. That evening, as they hold a funeral for the snake, one of Mark's men spots them and reports Anna's location, but the anaconda attacks and devours the man. Later, Ronald apologizes to Santiago for the snake's death and shares his struggles as a Hollywood actor stuck in bit parts. Impressed by Ronald's persistence, Santiago vows to go into the jungle and catch a new snake so Ronald can become a star. While Santiago searches the jungle, the anaconda grabs and kills him. By nightfall, Santiago hasn't returned. Kenny is drunk, and the worried rest of the group decides to search for him. Anna joins them in the jungle. There, they find a large truck. Suddenly, the anaconda hurls Santiago's body onto the vehicle, terrifying everyone. As the anaconda appears, they try to drive away in the truck, but it stalls. Doug gets out to fix it. Just as the creature closes in, they manage to save Doug and escape, with the snake in hot pursuit. Mark's men intercept them, but Anna reveals they're local thugs. Finding a gun, she takes them out. Kenny films the action, and Doug is impressed by Anna's cinematic presence. Back on the boat, Mark sets an ambush, but Anna disables him. She offers to guide the group to the nearest airport via a nearby island. Meanwhile, determined to finish the film, Doug rewrites the script, replacing Ronald with Anna in the lead role, arguing that female-led movies often win Oscars. New plot: Ronald and Claire are treasure hunters saved by Anna. This leaves Ronald and Claire feeling sidelined. That night, Ronald complains to Claire about his failed career, and she reveals her own despair. Despite her success, her husband cheated and left her. Ronald encourages her to start a new chapter. The next day, Ronald confronts Doug about not featuring them, claiming he's the one who saved Doug from a lifetime of wedding videos. During their argument, a massive ship passes by with Ice Cube and Jennifer Lopez. The assistant director announces they're shooting the official Sony reboot of Anaconda. The group confronts Ronald, who admits he never owned the rights. Doug, realizing the danger they're in, is furious. Ronald defends himself, saying his lie gave them the courage to break free from their routine lives. Doug tells Ronald to leave. Ronald rows away in a small boat, but discovers the destroyed Sony set on shore. He sees the anaconda devouring the assistant director and rushes back to his friends in horror. Meanwhile, Claire and Kenny criticize Doug. Doug insists on finishing the film with Anna. Suddenly, Anna pulls a gun and forces them to follow her to the island. On the beach, they dig up bags of gold. It turns out Anna is a smuggler. At that moment, Mark appears and reveals he's a cop protecting the jungle's resources. From afar, Ronald shoots and wounds Mark, saving his friends. Anna finishes Mark off, then turns her gun on the group. Suddenly, the anaconda appears and drags Anna into the water. In panic, the group flees but gets lost. The anaconda grabs Doug. Thinking he's dead, his friends retreat, but the snake tosses Doug's bloody body back to them. Kenny suggests using Doug's body as bait to distract the snake while they escape. They agree, placing Doug in a field near other animals. As the snake approaches, they realize Doug is alive and scream for him to run. While Doug flees, a sleeping pig wakes up on him. The anaconda eats the pig instead, allowing Doug to escape. The group then runs to the destroyed filming set. When the anaconda attacks again, someone shoots it away. It's Ice Cube, the hero from the 1997 film. He hides them, explaining that the set is rigged with explosives and cameras. But the snake destroyed the control panel. He says Jennifer Lopez and Eric are lost in the jungle, and he has to save them. He gives Ronald a gun and leaves. Doug and Ronald come up with a plan to kill the creature using the set's explosives. They find the detonator and lure the snake with shouts. Driving a car onto the set while the snake pursues them, Kenny and Claire trigger the explosives. Though the first blast doesn't kill it, Ronald pulls out the gun, repeating his childhood line, "Nobody's gonna hurt my friends while I'm around." He shoots the gas line. The resulting explosion destroys the Anaconda. 1 year later, their film wins an award at the Buffalo Film Festival. Their lives are changed. Ronald and Claire decide to get married, and Doug films their wedding in xenomorph style from Alien. Ronald also lands a role in the series SWAT. Later, Jennifer Lopez shows up at Doug's house. She says she watched their unauthorized film and wants him to direct her new Anaconda movie. Overwhelmed with emotion, Doug faints, and that's how the movie ends.